All right, 7th graders, in lesson 8.6, we're going to be solving by graphing, or we're going to be writing equations and using equations in this form, the y equals mx plus b form, for real-world problems. Okay? I'm going to show you how these real-world situations mimic this equation. What is this equation called? Slope intercept form. Yep. So we're going to be using slope. Which letter in this equation stands for the slope? Michael? The M. Yep. And the intercept. What's the intercept in this equation? B. Yep. And it's the y-intercept. Y-intercept, or B in the equation. And we're going to be using those in different situations. For example, a driver of a car slows to a driver of a car slows to a stop. After 3 seconds, the car is traveling 41 miles per hour. After 5 seconds, it's traveling 30 miles per hour. And after 8 seconds, it's traveling 12 miles per hour. Make a scatter plot of the data and draw a trend line. Plot the points 3, 41, 5, 30, 8, 12. Draw a line to show the trend. So it's a scatter plot. It's not on a direct or a straight line. Those points don't exactly line up, but it shows a what? What kind of correlation is this? Kira?
Negative.
A negative correlation, right. Think about a car coming to a stop or slowing down, right? About how fast was the car moving when the driver first applied the brakes? .41 it says, right?
No, that's at 3 seconds.
Oh, after 3 seconds. Correct, after 3 seconds. So at 0 seconds before he applied the brake, that would be our y line, right? So if this is time in seconds, okay? So this, at 1 second we know he was going 41 miles per hour. So if this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100. After 1 he was going 40. Or after 3 seconds he was going 40. After 5 seconds he was going 30. 1, 2. Wait, I'm sorry. Shh. 1, 2, 3 seconds. 5 seconds. And then what was the other point? 8 seconds? 6, 7, 8 seconds. Right? So after 3 seconds, he was going 40. So this is how you see that point or mark that point. Then after 5 seconds going 30, so then you go over 5 and go up to 30. And after 8 seconds, 12. And then when you draw a line through these, you see how fast he would be going before applying the brakes. In other words, at 0 seconds, about how fast is he traveling? What does the 60 stand for? Henry? Yep, take your hood off. Sit up, show me slant. Thank you. 60 miles per hour, right. Okay, if we follow the line, what is this point then in our equation, what is it doing at this point? It's intercepting the y-axis. It's intercepting the y-axis. So this is the point that we would write for B, right? What is B then in our equation, John?
What? It would be the y-intercept.
The y-intercept, which is what number in this case? Where is it intercepting the y-axis? What number is this?
40.
No. Following the line.
60.
It's 60, right? Look on your sheet. Look at the first example. You see where that line is intercepting on your worksheet, John? You see how the line is intercepting the y-axis at this number, at 60. So this is the number we use when you write B is 60. Now what do we have to find? M. We have to find M, the slope. All right? So, when the time is 0, the speed is 60. Write an equation with the y-intercept being 60, and then use two of the points that we drew the line through to find the slope. How do you use 2 points to find the slope? What is the slope formula? Do you remember? It starts with y 2 minus
y1 x2 minus x1.
Right, good. So we're going to use this equation that we learned, and we're going to use 2 points and find M, find the slope. They give us the 2 points to use because it's the 2 points that the line goes through. We're going to use 5, 30, so 5 comma 30, and 8 comma 12. All right? When you draw a line, pick 2 points, pick 2 whole number points to use for to find your slope. Okay? Now, let's use these numbers, everyone. What would we subtract to find the change in the y? Using the formula, everyone. Dylan, concentrate. Keisha?
12 minus 30.
12 minus 30.
8 minus 5.
And then 8 minus 5. And notice that we're subtracting them in the same direction. Okay? What does that equal? James?
Bob 3. Bob numbers.
Yeah.
3. Top number would be negative 8, right?
18.
Negative 18. And negative 18 over 3 is what, Henry?
Negative 18 over 3. Stop saying the answer.
Concentrate here.
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Simplify it to what, Hunter?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. And that is what we use for M then. That's our slope, isn't it? So if we have the slope and we have the y-intercept, now we use these numbers to write our equation. What are we going to write it in? What form, Chase? In slope-intercept form. And you just write it using y and x. So y, I'll write it right here. Y equals what?
60.
What?
Negative.
Negative 6 is m. Then x, whoops, plus 60. So that means the point 60, remember how we graphed this? And then it goes down 6 over 1, down 6 over 1, down 6 over 1. It's a negative slope. So you can use that, John. Look up here. You can use that to see or to check to make sure that your graph is accurate. It's a negative slope. It crosses the y at what, Keyshawn?
At 60.
At 60, right. Let's do the first one. Water pressure at a depth of 100 feet in the ocean is 45 pounds per inch squared. 45 pounds per square inch. All right? Now, anytime you see something written this way, 45 pounds per square inch. What is that telling you? What is that type of number called? Henry, don't sharpen your pencil now. Not while I'm teaching you. What is that type of number called? Anyone remember?
Oh, that's
It's how fast something is, or how much it is to compared to another number. It's called a rate.
oh, wait.
At a rate of 45 pounds per square inch. Okay? It's a ratio. Now, at 100 feet, it is that much, right? At 500 feet, it is 225, right? Now, take a look at the chart that they give you, or the there we go. Well, we're going to graph this, and they have the graph set up for you. What's on the x-axis?
Pressure.
Pressure, right. The x-axis is this number. Whoops. And this number, right? So, mark those points on your graph. Mark 100. Oops, this one goes up by 50. So we'll move this over. 100, and then 200, 253, 354, 450. Okay? John, did you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, can you pay attention, please? This is the second time. Every time I turn around, you start talking. Then, for the y-axis, what numbers do those represent? Joey? Nope. Look at the chart. What are we graphing on the y-axis? The depth. Yep. So they have it at 100 in 100 intervals. 400, 600, 800, right? What's the first point given? What's the first point given? The two numbers that go together. Dylan? 45 and 100. So if this is 50, it's just on the other side of this. Right 45 and up 100, right?
Yes.
And then at 500, it's 225. So where would that be? Oh, wait a second. No, I've got these numbers backwards, don't I? I've got these numbers backwards. So this is the depth. and this is the pressure. I think they set this up wrong. I think that it should be, yeah, that this is called the independent variable. The depth should be here and the pressure here if I were to set this up, but anyway, this is how they have it. So, at a depth of 100, the pressure is at 45 pounds. Okay? And then at a depth of 500, the pressure is at 225, right? So 500, 225. So about there, right? Okay. So then when you, at a depth of 0, the water pressure would be 0, right? So does this line make sense? Yeah. Yep. Now, draw a trend line. Write an equation for the trend line. Where does this cross the y-axis then? Yeah, 0, right? Maybe a little above 0. 0 or 1. They have 1. Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, it is at 0. Yeah. So, what is B in our equation? Remember, B is where it crosses the y-axis. What is B then in our equation? 0, right. Then we have to find the slope. Using the numbers. What's the slope formula again?
y1 minus y2 over x. No, it's x. y2
y2
minus
minus
y1
y1.
and over x2 minus x1.
Right, so based on our graph, which are the x points? The pressure, right? So those are going to go on the bottom. These are the x points, and these are the y points. And so we should subtract the y's. 500 minus 100. Then subtract the x points. 225 minus 45, right? And what is this simplified then? James?
400, and then on the bottom it's 180.
400 over 180. We'd want to simplify that to what?
20 over 9?
20 over 9.
No. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So divide this by 20 and divide this by 20, and it's 20 over 9. Yep. Now, if this is m in our equation, so if I put this here, how are we going to use this to write our equation in y equals mx plus b form? Where are we going to put these numbers? No, we're going to write an equation. We're going to use y and x, those letters in our equation. Lydia?
Y equals 20 over 9, x plus 0.
Plus 0. Or you could just have it like this. You could either have plus 0 or not. I don't really care at this point. Okay? So either just y equals 20 over 9x or y equals 20 over 9x plus 0. How do we get these numbers? going back, we had to find the numbers in the real world situation that go together, okay? We had to figure out which ones are the x points and which ones are the y points based on the graph that's given. Then we have to draw the line to connect the points and figure out where it crosses the y-axis. That's our intercept. That's the y-intercept. Then you have to find the slope using the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Once we know the y-intercept, once we know the slope, then use the slope-intercept form to write the equation. Okay? There's 2 questions on the back of the worksheet for you to practice with. Okay? Do those for tomorrow.